What's up, guys, and welcome to the Creating Your Page section of the Shopify Mastery course. We're now moving into Module 2, where we're going to be talking about Instagram marketing. So without further ado, guys, I'm going to hop into my phone and I can show you exactly how to create your Instagram page. Alrighty, guys, so we are now on the Instagram app. The first thing you're going to want to do is come down to the bottom and click Sign Up. So on here, we're going to then click Sign Up with phone or email. We're going to go ahead and select email because we are signing up with the same email that we just created at the beginning of the course for our Shopify store, because we want to keep everything relating to the store on the same exact email address just so it's consistent, and if people reach out to us, they're going to be getting to the exact same email as well. So I'm going to go ahead and type in Best Frenchie Life, because that is the email that I am using for this account here. So bestfrenchielife@gmail.com. That is then typed in. So we're going to go ahead and hit next. Now for the full name, you want to go ahead and use your business name actually for this. So I'm going to go ahead and use Frenchie Life. Like I said before in other sections of the course, I'll let you know if you want to use your personal name or your business name. In many cases, you're just going to be using your business name because that is the whole purpose of, creating your store and all that. It's a business, it's not really a personal account. So anyway, we have Frenchie Life there for the full name, and then for the password, I'm going to go ahead and type in a password. So once you have your password entered, all you're going to have to do then is click the next button, and it'll say, welcome to Instagram, Best Frenchie Life. So I'm going to change the username actually from Best Frenchie Life to something else. I'm going to try and see if Frenchie Life is available. Okay, so Frenchie Life is not available. I'm going to go ahead and try and find a good username. I'll come back in a second. Okay, so I am actually going to stick with Best Frenchie Life. You can go ahead and change your username at any time if you choose to in the future, but you want to keep in mind when you're creating your username is to make sure that it is something that relates directly to your brand. And a lot of cases, you can't actually use the same name as your brand because Frenchie Life was already taken and a lot of variants relating to Frenchie Life was taken, but I am going to stick with Best Frenchie Life because when people actually search for your username and search for your brand on social media, you want to make sure that people can actually find it efficiently, and depending on your niche, you might want to put the title of your niche in your name on there so that people can find you more efficiently, and so that maybe you get a little bit of ranking in the Instagram SEO. So you want to keep Instagram SEO, which is like search engine optimization on Instagram, in mind when you're making your username. You don't want to make it something completely obscure that people aren't going to be able to easily find through searching for your brand. So we're going to go ahead and hit next. So now we're going to go ahead and skip this section, skip that. And the profile picture, I'm going to go ahead and upload the image there. Alright, so I uploaded the image there. So as you can see, we have our brand picture for Frenchie Life. And so that is, I'm going to uncheck that as to share as a post. And so that is the profile picture. I'm going to go ahead and click next. I'm going to save the login info that is saved on this account. I'm going to go ahead and skip this section and hit cancel there. So as you can see, we now have our brand new Instagram page here. And as you can see, we have Frenchie Life as the title there for the Instagram account. So I'm going to go ahead and edit the profile here. This is where we're going to be setting up our bio. Now on iPhones, you can't actually hit enter on the bio. So you actually have to go to the notes section to go ahead and type up your bio. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now and show you what it looks like when it's done. Alright, guys, so I went ahead and typed up the description for the Instagram page for the bio. As you can see at the top, it says Best French Bulldog Accessories. I also went ahead and changed the title of the page from Frenchie Life to French Bulldog so that we show up more in the Instagram SEO, the Instagram search, so that when people search for French Bulldog, they could potentially find this page. So then underneath Best French Bulldog Accessories, we have We Ship Worldwide and Shop Now, and then the link to the website. So the important thing here is that you want to have We Ship Worldwide and the Shop Now button. Now, because you offer worldwide shipping, more people, especially on Instagram, are going to be more inclined to actually purchase from you because a lot of places don't actually ship worldwide. And there's actually a lot of international people on Instagram. So it's definitely good to offer that and make it known that you offer that as well. I see that a lot of people ask that a lot of times on Instagram pages. So it's good just to put that in the bio if you want to. Shop Now. Any kind of form of call to action for people to go to the website is good. You don't have to put Shop Now with the little finger arrows. It could be something else. It could be like check out the exclusive store. There's a lot of different ways that you could go about doing it. for your Instagram bio. This is just an example here for something that I'm going to be testing out with this page. There's a lot of different ways that you could utilize the Instagram bio. You could also send us your pics, like DM us your pics. So if you're doing a fishing page, people could send you pictures of their fishing catches. So there's a lot of different ways that you could utilize your bio, but I definitely recommend you use the emoji strategy, where you have on the far left, you have an emoji, and then you have text after it, because it looks very clean, very simple. This affects your branding. How people see your page, and what they first come to is they read your bio. They want to know what you're about. So it should describe what your page is going to be about. And especially since you're selling products, say that, say that you have the best accessories, say that you have the best shirts, the best yada yada, whatever you're selling, and then put like some sort of shop now call to action, so that people actually know, okay, yeah, I can go to the website. So if we test it out, click on that link, it takes us right to the website. It's homepage. So Frenchie Life Shop, inspired by the little gremlins, what I put there. And you can see we have all the products. And then we have like join the fun, shop all. And it's a nice clean store, good branding, and everything makes sense. So that's the kind of store image that you want to represent when you go to your Instagram page and then people link to your shop. You want the branding to be consistent across all your different platforms. So that is how you actually go ahead and make your Instagram page. In the next part of the course, we're going to be talking about how to actually manage your content, what type of things you want to be posting on your page. So I'll see you guys in the next one. What's up, guys, and welcome to the content management section of the Shopify Mastery course. Today, we're going to be going through exactly what kind of content to be posting on your Instagram account, how to manage it, how to exactly get those posts up and running. So without further ado, guys, I'm going to hop into Instagram and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. All right, guys, so we are now on the Instagram page. I actually did change the name of the page to Frenchie Life Shop, and I also changed the title to Frenchie Life and then French Bulldog Lovers. Just a couple of little minor tweaks that I made to the page in the meantime. So I have also added 9 posts. So for your content management, when you first get started, you want to make sure that you have 9 posts on your page before you start doing any kind of influencer shoutouts or any kind of promotions, because when people go to your page and they may only see 1 or 2 posts, they might not think you're a legitimate brand. So the first thing to do is to make sure you have 9 posts made on your page. And I know it takes a lot of work to get those 9 posts up, but once you do it, then you only really have to make 1 to 3 posts per day. So in terms of how you're doing your posts, I'm going to be talking about more about hashtags in the next video, but for how you actually manage the content, what I recommend that you do is you do a mix of videos and picture content. So the first one that we have here is a video picture here. And as you can see, I have a little caption at the top and stuff like that. And then I also have a picture here. And then I have another picture. And then after that, I have a video. So there's a lot of different types of content that you could post. But what I would recommend for your actual content is to do a good mix of photos and videos. And then within that, do also a mix of some stuff that represents products. So as you can see on the left here, this next one, after the pool video is a shark hooded jacket. So as you can see, I see check the link in our bio. So you also want to put emojis in there for your caption. Like I said, I'll go more into hashtag research in the next video, but you want to make sure for your little caption there, if you're doing a product picture, you say like, check out the link in our bio, and stuff like that. And you say the name of it, like shark hooded jacket. So you want to just do that. Obviously, I'm just starting the page now, so there's not really much traction on it yet. I also have not done any paid promotions at all, any kind of shout outs and stuff like that. So, we're just getting started, but you want to do a mix of videos and photos, and then also some product stuff. So the next product post that I made was the shark bed that we have on the store as well. So this is a little video I found. In case there isn't any videos of stuff already made, if you're wondering how I actually got this content, I just found this on other pages, and it's important to also give credit to the page that you found it on. So for this pool one, it was from Ray the Mini Frenchie. So as you can see, I found it on this page. This is just a French Bulldog influencer page. As you can see, they have like 22,000 followers, and they have a bunch of different videos of this dog here. So you can take content from them, and then, if they have a problem with that, just do it right. You don't even have to ask them really to just post it on the page, because people like more exposure. They want more exposure for their pages. So they enjoy people reposting their content, but you need to make sure that you're actually giving credit. So as you can see here, you put the credit to the actual original content poster. And the way that you find this content, you just look through different hashtags and you can find content. I'm going to go over more later in this video how to actually download the content and get it onto your phone to be able to repost. But the way that you're finding this content and managing it, you just, like I said, you go to hashtags, you find other pages, you just make sure you give credit to the original poster, and then you post it on your page. People love extra exposure for their pages. So that is how you actually get the content and what type of content to post. Now, to actually get it to your phone, what you're going to do is utilize this website called W3 Toys. I'm going to put the URL on screen as well so you can know what website to go to. It's pretty straightforward. All you have to do is go on the Instagram website and then copy the URL, paste the URL onto the website, and you hit download video. It's very straightforward. I'm just going to put the link on screen here so you can see, but it's very easy, straightforward. Like I said, you just copy the URL. You have to go to Instagram.com on your computer. You do that, and then you paste the URLs into that website, and bada boom, very easy to get the video files. And then what you do is you want to get an account on Buffer. So I'm going to pop open the Buffer app in a second and show you how to do it. All right, so I have Buffer open now. This app essentially allows you to schedule posts for your Instagram page. It's free for one account. If you want to do more than one account, you're going to have to pay them. But, I just have one account set up on here, is the Frenchie Life page. So what you can do is then schedule your posts. As you can see, I just sent these all to the page because I wanted to have 9 posts up. But what I could do is then queue up posts so that when they're ready, they'll actually go and upload to Instagram pretty passively. Like, you just set all your posts up on here. It's very easy. This also has, they have a computer version of this for your desktop or laptop or whatnot. So when you're on your computer, you can also upload stuff very easily. That makes it easier so you don't have to transfer the video files to your phone through like Dropbox or something like that. So you can just upload the photos and videos that you're using from other people, other content creators, and you just upload them directly to Buffer once you download them, which you could even screenshot photos from Instagram pages that you're trying to find content from. But for the videos, obviously use that other website that I mentioned before, and you just download them and you can upload everything straight to Buffer. It also allows you to create the post and schedule it out. So that's what I would recommend to do for your content management. And in the next video, we're going to be going over more how to do your hashtag research and what kind of hashtags you want to be using on your posts. So I'll see you guys in the next video. What's up, guys, and welcome to the using hashtags section of the Shopify Mastery course. Today we're going to be talking about how to use hashtags on your Instagram account. So in a second here, I'm going to hop into Instagram and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Alrighty, guys, we are back on Instagram. So how to use hashtags, the way that you want to use hashtags, the strategy that you want to go about using on your Instagram page is you want to first off have the 3 dots or 4 dots below your captions. So first you have your captions. So for this video here, it's just pick me up with the little heart. And then we have the @ which is the credit for the page. So, giving credit to the original creator of the content. And then we have a few dots, and then we have the actual hashtags. So there is a limit to 30 hashtags that you can put on an Instagram post. So you want to use anywhere from around 15 to 30 if you can. Use as many as you can because that's going to give you more exposure on your posts. And you want to use this for both your shout out posts as well as your actual content that you just post on your page. So if we go to another one here, as you can see, I am using the same hashtags because I did the research on these hashtags, and I'm just going to be using them on every post now because these are good hashtags to use for this niche. So as you can see, the first one, we just have Frenchie, then Frenchie of the day. I'm not going to read through all of them because there's like 30, but you can see the different types of hashtags that I've used. So some of them are bigger pages. So as you can see, like hashtag dog is 165 million. Okay, that's a massive one. And then you have some smaller niche down ones, maybe like French Bulldogs of Instagram. That's down to like 1 million to 2 million. Then you also have Frenchie's Gram. It's kind of hard to tap on some of these. You have Frenchie's Overload. So Frenchie's Overload's only up to 424,000 posts. So as you can see, some of them are more niche down. Some of them are smaller hashtags. And then some of them are bigger ones. Like Bat Pig is under 1 million. Then we also have Squishy Face Crew, Bulldog. So this one's a really small one. This was only at 24,000 posts. So you want to do a good mix of bigger hashtags and smaller hashtags so that you get an equal amount of exposure, okay? So, you know, because if you can rank at the top of those hashtags, and especially because Instagram added the ability to follow hashtags now, as you can see at the top, you can actually follow a hashtag. You know, people are going to be seeing these posts pretty consistently, especially with the ability to follow hashtags now. So that's why it's really good to make sure you do a lot of research on which hashtags you're actually choosing for your Instagram posts. So that's pretty much what you're going to do for your hashtag strategy. In terms of anything else to know about hashtags, I mean, you just want to make sure that you make enough of them and that they are niched down specific to your posts, okay? You don't want to just do a ton of generic ones. Like dog is pretty generic considering the type of posts I'm making, but I still put it in there because it is like still applies to the niche. But I would go very specific on your hashtags. As you can see, most of these hashtags here relate to bulldogs or Frenchies or French bulldogs. You want to go very niche down when you're picking your hashtags. So in the next section of the course, I'm going to be going over how to actually contact influencers, what kind of things you want to be sending them in order to get started on doing your shoutouts. Because now you already have your content laid out, you got your hashtags, so we're about ready to start doing some shoutouts. So how exactly do you do that? That's what we're going to be going over in the next video, as well as the next couple sections. So I'll see you in the next one. What's up, guys, and welcome to the contacting influencers section of the Shopify Mastery course. Today we're going to be going over how exactly to contact influencers for those shoutouts. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump into it. So the first thing you got to do, obviously, is find an influencer, okay? In the next section, we're going to be going over the more specifics on how to actually choose one, but let's just say you already found one, okay? You already found the influencer. How exactly are you going to actually go about contacting that influencer, okay? So we have an example here, Malu Trevejo. Obviously, does not matter the influencer. This works for anybody that you're trying to get in contact with to promote your product. So if you were to be promoting a product from Malu Trevejo, for example, it'd probably be like a teeth whitening or a beauty product or something like that. I have actually seen on her page a teeth whitening brand promote their teeth whitening products on her page, and they get a ton of sales and conversions from that because she has a massive following. I mean, she's 4.8 million followers, probably 5 million now. I mean, it's just she's growing at such a crazy fast rate with a lot of followers. Now, her kind of shout out is going to be more expensive, obviously, but let's just say you found an influencer, okay? You got the influencer, okay? Now, how exactly do you contact them, okay? You see the message thing there. You see, like, the email. What exactly do you do? So to contact through DM, what I would recommend you do is first, obviously, you have to then click the little message box. That's how you do it. That's how you actually DM someone on Instagram if you're unfamiliar with that. And then the next thing you want to do, instead of just sending some random message to them like hi or hey, because they get a million of those, trust me, a page with that many followers gets a million hey or highs, okay? You don't want to just do that. You want to send them something that catches their attention, okay? So you want to send them a DM with something relating with business with big fire emojis next to it, okay? That's going to get their attention because they get so many DMs. All these pages that have big followings that you're going to probably run a promotion on, they have a lot of followers sending them messages constantly, and it's hard for them to sift through them. A lot of heys, highs, hey this, hey that, sending them something that catches their attention like business, all in caps, with 2 fire emojis next to it. That's going to get their attention, hopefully. It might not, but it should get their attention. So that's what you're going to want to do with contact through DM. And then after that, you see something along the lines like, hey, I'd like to run a promotion, and all the pricing and stuff like that. You ask them how much they charge. We're going to be going over pricing more in depth in a later section, but this is just how you contact them, okay? You want to put business for the headline, okay? That's the most important thing. What you actually put in that, you send the message, hey, I want to do a shout out, yada, yada. They explain everything there. That's how you get in contact with them, okay? Now, another way to contact them, not just through DM, this is the way that you would do it through DM, is you could also try email. I would recommend starting with DM because that's like the best way to do it. But if you can't get a hold of them through DM, maybe they also have their email in their bio. I see a lot of pages do that now. They put their email in their bio, or if they're a business page like she is, they have their email on that little contact button. So you just click that and then that will pop up with the email. So what I would recommend doing is probably doing both if it's a big page, email and send a DM. But try DM first. If you can't get hold of them through DM, then try email. If you can't get a hold of them through email, too bad for them. They're going to lose the business and you're going to have to move on to the next influencer, which kind of sucks, but that's kind of the reality you have to face with contacting influencers is some of them just won't respond to you and it sucks. But, most of them are looking for that business from you. So they do want to actually run promotions on their page. So you're most of the time going to be able to get a good response. So you can either do it through DM or through email. But that is pretty much the process for contacting influencers. In the next section, we're going to go over how to actually find influencer pages. But this is how you contact them. So guys, I'll see you in the next section. What's up guys and welcome to the Picking Influencer Pages section of the Shopify Mastery course. Today we're going to be going through exactly how to find the influencer pages to run your promotions on, run those shoutouts, and ultimately get you those sales. So today I'm going to be going step by step exactly how to find the right pages for your niche. So guys, in a second I'm going to hop into Instagram. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Alrighty guys, so we are now on Instagram. So the first thing you're going to want to do is come over to the left on the search tab. So to find the actual influencers that you're going to want to use, the best practices to find good influencers, how to do it, is you come up to the search bar and you're going to be searching for the niche. Okay, so obviously since I'm doing French Bulldog niche, I'm going to be looking for French Bulldog pages. So first one we're going to just click on is Frenchie Belt. Now I do recommend that you go through and just look at the people for your niche instead of going through hashtags, because when I find going through hashtags, you end up just finding like a bunch of personal pages and like not influencer pages really with any type of following. So it's harder to find them through that. So I recommend you do is just go through the people tab and find pages that way. So, obviously let's just go on Frenchie Belt, for example. Now, like I said before, many times in this course, all these principles apply depending on whatever niche you're doing. The same things work any niche. I'm just using it within context of French Bulldogs since that is the page that I'm making. So obviously Frenchie Belt here, as we can see, the first thing you're going to want to look for on an influencer page is if they have good engagement based on the amount of followers they have. So this page is about 91,000 followers. If we go on one of their more recent posts, 3,200 likes. And if we look at the comments, lots and lots of legitimate good comments on here. So that's the most important thing, is looking at the comment section. If there are people actually tagging and commenting like legitimate people, this is a legitimate person here. We go through, look at their friend, they're tagging one of their friends. These are legitimate comments and real followers. That is the biggest thing to look out for, because there's a lot of influencer pages with fake followers, fake fans, and not real engagement on their posts. They might just have a bunch of businessy pages commenting great post. If there's just a bunch of people commenting great post and like generic things on the page, probably not a good influencer page to target. So that's what you're going to want to look out for engagement when you're picking your influencer pages. And, with 3,000 likes, that's pretty good for a page with 91,000 followers. Now, if they had 1 million followers, not so great of engagement rate. It's all about ratios here. So now, in terms of the two different types of influencer pages there are, this one, as you can see, is more so just like a reposting page, all about the French Bulldog pet in general. It's not really on a specific Bulldog. So let's go ahead and look at more of a specific Bulldog page that's focused around one Bulldog. So let's go ahead and look at Manny the Frenchie here. So Manny the Frenchie is a Bulldog page that is an influencer. Okay, so as you can see, Manny the Frenchie, 1.1 million followers. This is an influencer page. So the difference here is that this is an actual influencer itself. Obviously, the person who runs the page and owns the dog is the person who operates it, but people follow this page for this specific dog, and they actually do a lot of promotions on this page as well, as you can see right here. They have a picture with the product. So that's another strategy you could utilize when picking influencer pages, is maybe send them a product for your promotion. because if you send it with them and then the influencer has a picture with the product, that could also convert really good because people trust that influencer. This works for people pages as well. Obviously, you could send them like a t-shirt with whatever your niche is on, and then they might wear it. They could wear it for the influencer promotion, and that could get you a lot of sales because people trust that page. That's a very important thing. Now, last thing you want to look for as well is don't try and compete with a page that's already selling products. So as you can see, on the Frenchie page, they're not really trying to sell products, so that's all good there. And if we even go back to the last page we were just looking at before, we go to the Frenchie Belle page. As you can see, they are a business, so they are selling stuff, but they aren't selling specifically products. So you don't want to compete with another page that's already also selling products within your niche. As you can see, they're just selling dogs, so that's not a problem. You could run a promotion on that page. That's just something to look out for when you're picking your influencer pages. So the biggest thing to take away from this is try and find pages with good engagement. That is the most important thing. Look at the comments section, see if there's legitimate people there, and that's what you want to look out for. So guys, I'll see you in the next section. What's up guys, and welcome to the influencer shoutout pricing section of the Shopify Mastery course. Today we're going to be going through the exact pricing model you want to follow when you're going to find your influencer shout. So without further ado guys, let's go ahead and jump into it. So first thing to understand is how much to pay for a niche page. Okay, so we're going to be breaking down the two different types of influencer pages. I talked about that in the last section. So today we're going to be going over the exact pricing models and strategies you want to be utilizing. So when you're going for a niche page, this is what I recommend that you start with. You want to start with a niche page because it's a little bit easier to get traction in the beginning with, and it's not as complex, but I will be going over the more complex aspects of a personal brand page as well in the next slide. But for a niche page, in terms of how much you want to be paying for those, so let's say for example you're going with a fishing page, okay, Bucks Bass Fishing or something like that, right? This is just a general niche page. They post videos and content about that specific product or whatever that you're selling. Like they post pictures focused around your niche, okay? So like bass fishing, they post bass videos, okay? So it has a massive following around the niche that you're focused on. So, for the dog page, find a page that posts a bunch of dog videos, something like that. It's a following that likes that kind of content around the niche, okay? So for an under 50,000 follower page, don't pay anything over $10 really, because that's a very, very small following, which we're going to be getting into more about what to actually post for your shoutouts. This is more so just for the pricing. But anyway, for the pricing, under 50,000 be around $10. From 50,000 to 150,000 followers, so just over that is this page. So $10 to $25 is from 50 to 150,000 followers. For 150,000 to 300,000 followers, which is what the follower range fits for this niche page, is anywhere from $25 to $40. And then under that is 300,000 to 500,000 followers, be about $40 to $60, maybe pushing it closer to $70 at the max end of that. And then once you get over 500,000, which I don't recommend that you start with, don't start with an over 500,000 page or a million follower page when you're first getting started, because you haven't really proved that your advertisement or whatever you're posting is effective and works. So test it out first on the smaller pages and pay for the smaller shoutouts to make sure that what you're promoting works, which we'll get into more in the next couple sections on what to actually make, how to make your shoutouts and all that. But in terms of the pricing, start small and then build yourself up. So maybe start with a 50,000 follower to 150,000 follower page, or 150,000 follower to 300,000 follower page. Start with, paying anywhere from 10 to 30 bucks, something like that for your first shout out. Make sure that what you're testing works, start small, build your way up. Once you know that what you're promoting works, then you can work your way up to over 500,000 follower pages. But don't start with that, because you don't want to blow all of your advertising budget right in the beginning and not be making any money. You want to make sure you get a return on your investment when you're doing this. So just don't start out too much with big pages in the beginning. Start smaller and work your way up. So that is for the niche pages. I recommend you start with a niche page, but as you become more experienced, more expertise in this with Shopify, then I would probably move into the personal brand pages for your Instagram promotions, because they can offer a better return on investment for your money. So for example, with this personal brand page, it's a fitness page, max tuning. So for your actual payments for these type of pages. Now, the difference here with these type of pages is they're focused around a specific person, or within the dog niche, like I showed in the last video, it's focused around more of a specific dog. Okay, so people care about that person, that dog specifically. They like that. They want to see that person. You know, they trust them already. So it's a little bit different than just a traditional niche page, because the niche page just posts a variety of content. That's pretty much what you're going to be posting on your own page as well with your content management. But in terms of a personal brand page, you know, it's focused around that specific person. They have a very niche following. So you can do a little bit different strategies with your Instagram influencer pricing and promotion. So they're generally going to charge more because they have a more valuable audience, because people really care and trust about that specific person. So for this type of page, you know, might be, and once again, I do want to stress that all of these prices may vary completely. These are just good estimates to go off of. You know, it can vary drastically depending on the page that you're communicating with. So just keep that in mind, that these aren't set in stone prices. Everything can vary depending on the person that you're talking to for the page. But generally, these are good estimates to run by when you're going to find your pages. So for the next pricing, range is $50,000 to $150,000, around $50 to $100, and then $100 to $200, $200 to $500, and then, you know, once again, when you get over that 500,000 follower range, test it on smaller pages first. Don't just blow up to the massive pages, because you might not have success with those. So start small. Once it's proven to be effective, then work your way up. Now, another thing that's cool about personal brand pages that I've seen this specific person do a little bit of is you can also pay someone in affiliate sales and give them a special discount code, so that basically, you know, you give them that special discount code. When people use their discount code, then you can track that and give them like a % of the total sales that were used with that specific discount code. So, you know, if they have like a code that's like max 10 or something like that, you could track that, see how many sales are coming from this specific influencer, and then pay them a % of the money that is made in affiliate sales. So you're basically setting up an affiliate marketing system for personal brand pages. That's a little bit more advanced, but that is something that you could set up in the future for your brands. Once you have a bit more of a larger following, you have your products all worked out, you can send them products to model with as well, to make posts about, and it's directly beneficial to them because they're getting a % of the revenue from your products. But like I said, I wouldn't really recommend doing that until you have a bit bigger of a base, but it is a more advanced strategy that you could use. But in terms of starting out, you know, the niche pages are great, and just paying for a personal brand page as well, just have them put up a post on their page can also work as well. So for the actual promotions, what you're going to be doing, obviously we're going to be getting into more of the specifics on how to make the shout out, the caption, all that kind of stuff in the next couple of sections in this section of the course. But the promotions itself, you know, this is just an example here with Malu Trevejo. So as you can see, she's promoting a brighter white ad. So that's for a teeth whitening product. And when you're doing these promotions, you want to get a story post, a post like a picture post like this is, and then also a link in bio, because people are going to be seeing it different depending on the Instagram algorithm. So you want to get the best bang for your buck, having it in the story, having it in the post, and the link in bio. So you can do this. This all is included within those price ranges. You want to have all those aspects, because some people might only see the story post. Some people might only see the picture post. You want to get the best amount of bang for your buck when you're paying for these promotions. And once again, these are estimates and will vary, so you're going to have to negotiate with these different influencers depending on what they're going to offer you. And you want to generally only pay for the post to last for like 24 hours, because really in the first 24 hours is when the post gets the most promotions on Instagram through the algorithm. So it's not really worth paying extra for posts to last longer than 24 hours. So that's what I would do for these promotions, but that's pretty much all you need to know for the pricing section. We'll get into more on how to make the posts in the next section of the course. So I'll see you guys in the next section. What's up, guys, and welcome to the shout out post section of the Shopify Mastery course. Today we're going to be talking about exactly how to do your shout out post, what kind of options you have for this, and how to make them. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump into it. So the first thing you need to know is your options for shout out posts. So with these shout out posts on your Instagram page, there's a couple of different ways that you can go about doing them. So obviously they're on Instagram for these. That's the whole section, Instagram marketing. So the product shout out for direct sales, showing the benefits of a specific product. That is one route that you can take, probably the most popular route and the most profitable route, at least up front and direct. You do a product shout out. So you create a product advertisement and you have it shout out on another page, and you get to gain their traction from their followers and stuff like that. They go to your page and they hopefully buy your product. So we're going to be going through a few examples later in this section of the course, in this video here, but that's just one of the examples here is the product shout out. Now, another type of shout out you can run as well is the social shout out. And this is more directed to get followers to later sell to. So this may be like a video or something that gets people's attention, and then they might want to follow your page like, oh, I love cats as well. I love these cat videos. Let me follow your page for more cat videos. And then they're like, oh, I also have a cat. Let me buy this cat bed or buy this cat product. That's the whole sales funnel you're leading them down. That's what's so great about Instagram is people are constantly being hit with your content for free. Once you have a follower, they're getting your content sent to them directly. So hope you get that there. It's really great marketing. So product shout out and social shout out, which I will have examples later in this video. So the other thing as well is there's both photo and video are both great options. So there's different aspects of having a photo versus a video shout out. Both have positives and negatives to each their own. They all have certain things. Certain products work better for photos, and certain products work better for videos. So if it was just like a phone case, a photo is great because there's not really much to explain there. But if it's like a flashlight, people are probably going to want to see how it works in a video. There's a lot of different products that may suit one option better than the other. It's just up to your discretion and seeing what other people have possibly done for that product as well in the past and see like, okay, this works. I probably should show how the product works, make a video, or just do a photo if it's pretty self-explanatory. So the photo is more quick, it's more direct, it's very easy for people to quickly glance at, whereas a video is more engagement, a little bit more shareable. That's why I recommend if you're doing a social one, probably choose to do a video, not really just a photo, because you want more engagement with that. And so a video is good for that. But at the same time, if you just want to sell a product, photos are sometimes a little bit better than videos. So it all just depends on what you're trying to do. But how to create a photo shout out post. Okay, so the programs you're going to be best able to use for creating a photo shout out post. I'm not going to be showing you exactly how to design one. That's up to you to create the design and figure out how you want to do it. I am showing examples, but these are the different softwares that I've personally used or that I would recommend you to use to create your photo shout out. So to create your photo post for your shout out, I would recommend canva.com. That one is super duper easy to make different graphic design on there. These are all just essentially graphic design softwares that you can use to create your photo post, your shout out post. So canva.com is really easy to use. It's a free online website you can use to create your designs. Another one that I personally use that I like a lot, I make the thumbnails for the channel with this as well, is Adobe Photoshop. So Adobe Photoshop is a little bit harder to use, harder to get, but it is really, really customizable. You can make exactly what you want with Adobe Photoshop. Canva's great if you're more of a noob, more of a beginner at this. You don't know a ton of graphic design stuff. Canva is great for that because they have little like cutout stuff. They have everything is just a lot simpler in there compared to Photoshop. But if you know how to use Photoshop, obviously by all means use Photoshop. If you don't have Photoshop, GIMP is basically just like Photoshop and it's free online, so you could use that as well. Or pixlr.com is a little bit more of a stripped down online version of Photoshop. You could also use that. I've used that in the past before I had Photoshop and learned how to kind of use some of the tools. And there are also photo editing apps. If you maybe don't have a really good computer, you could just edit stuff on your phone. That also works as well. There are some decent photo editing apps. I'm not sure of any specific ones, but you could just probably search and find the best photo editing apps. I know that Pixlr actually does have a phone app that's pretty good, so you could try using that as well. But those are the different apps I would recommend, or different softwares that you could use to create your photos for your shout out posts. Now, to create your video shout out posts, there's a couple of different ways. You could either just rip a video from another page, which I showed you earlier in the course on Instagram and like how to download videos from other pages. You can do that, but if you want to actually go in, edit, and create your own video as well, maybe add some stuff to it. I personally use Sony Vegas for everything on editing these videos and for the channel and stuff like that. Sony Vegas, I've been using it for like years upon years. I love it. But obviously, if you don't have that, maybe you could use iMovie. I know that's free on Apple computers. Adobe Premiere as well is a little bit harder to use, but it is really, really good if you learn it. And then Windows Movie Maker, very simple, free on Windows computers. And there's other video editing apps as well. Just like the photo ones, there's a lot of different video editing apps on your phone that you can use if you don't have a great computer to edit things on. And you can at least edit and trim some clips and make some simple stuff, which is all you really need. You know, you don't need anything crazy to edit with. You just need something simple that works. So that's another option you have there. So going through the actual examples of different shout out posts that you could potentially be using, different kind of strategies, kind of just tearing these apart. There's obviously infinite examples for infinite niches. These are just a couple I have selected for the course. So the first one is a yoga/dog one. This is more the social approach, and it's a funny video for the yoga or bulldog niche that gets people engaging. So it's effectively, if I were to play this video, it's a dude trying to do yoga poses and his bulldog keeps humping him, and it's pretty funny. People engage a lot with that kind of content. So that's a good way on the video. You could then also put like a watermark that says like @BulldogLovers, or even in the video you could say at the bottom like follow for more, so that people actually visually see that, because a lot of people steal videos. So I would recommend adding in a watermark, which you can do that even with an app on your phone. It's very easy to do that. You can add a watermark on there. You could also add like follow for more. You know, you want to make sure people are seeing that this is a shout out for your page, not just another random post from this yoga page or bulldog page that you paid to get this on there. So make sure that you're getting your value from it, and like, hey, follow this page. And we're going to talk more about the actual shout out caption in the next video on what to put in the description of your post. But make sure on the actual post, especially for videos, not really as important for photos because people are going to read the description, but a lot of times people will just see the video and that's it, especially if it goes into the explore page as well. People are just scrolling through videos, whereas pictures, people usually read the descriptions a little bit more and the captions. So make sure you have some sort of watermark or thing that says follow us at this for more of these kind of videos, so that people know, hey, let me follow them for more of this kind of stuff. And the good thing with these kind of shoutouts is they can get you a high follower growth. So this is a way that you can grow your account to later sell to people. You're not selling them up front, but you're getting more followers to then in the future sell them some stuff. Or they might even check out your store just from following you and seeing this post. Not exactly the highest chance they're going to do that, but at least they're now in your content loop and you can keep sending them stuff. And then eventually, hey, look at this product. You know, you just put that up every few posts or whatever, like a little product pic, and bada boom, bada bing, there you go, you get some sales. So another example is one that I actually have created for the Frenchie page as well. The Frenchie Life is a phone case design. So this is just a photo ad. As you can see, this is specifically targeted for a product, and it's an eye-catching product targeting people in the French Bulldog niche. So I edited this on Photoshop if you are curious about that. I just threw together these pictures here. So I grabbed like a bulldog image and I used the rule of thirds, which if you're not familiar with is kind of like the triangle there. You can see like the nose of the dog to the phone case to the other color of the phone case. You want to try and use rule of thirds. If you're not familiar with that, just Google it. Rule of thirds is good for graphic design type of stuff. You know, I'm not really going over a ton of graphic design elements in this course, but that is just something you want to try and get better at as you're making these kind of different photo ads, especially because that's really what people is appealing to their eyes. So it's just learning how to manipulate this stuff. I mean, you could make the same exact ad even on Canva. It's not that hard. You just drag some pictures together and throw it together. So, you know, you could do this for any niche, any kind of phone case. You just, you know, throw together some images. But it's great because, like, you know, the French Bulldog there, it shows like, hey, this is for French Bulldogs. And then another thing that's important, at least describing this specific post, the reason why I put available for all iPhones is because I actually saw this phone case being advertised on another page, and people were commenting, oh, I love this for my iPhone 6. But they think that it's only for the iPhone X because the person who did this just posted the default product pic, didn't edit it all like I did. And a lot of people were like, oh, it's only for iPhone X because of you can see the camera icon. People think it's only for iPhone X, but it's actually for all iPhones if people would go to the website. So put any kind of information about the product that people might have a common question about, put that in text on there so people know. Like, otherwise people wouldn't know. People would only think it's available for iPhone X. So you want to say, no, it's available for all iPhones, and put that on the picture because that's very important. if there's any kind of important details. In the bottom right, I just put a little extra image there showing that it does come in another color as well. That's another good option. You could show like, hey, it comes in a couple colors. You don't have to type that out. You're just showing it with the image there. So, a picture says 1,000 words, like they say. So that's another option you have there. The photo explains the product. You have the bulldog sitting there looking at it. Everything makes sense, okay? And this can get you sales and followers. So people might be like, oh, but I love French bulldogs. Let me follow Frenchie Life, yada, yada. This can also get you direct sales because people are like, oh, I love that phone case. Let me get that for my phone because I love French bulldogs. The cool thing with this is they might not even have a dog, but they like French bulldogs, so they can still buy the phone case. So that's something to keep in mind. Some of the stuff with psychology and thinking about your customer. What is your target customer? What are they looking for? What type of post are they going to engage with the most? So anyway, guys, in the next section, I'm going to be going over what to put for the caption exactly step by step. So I will see you in the next section. What's up, guys, and welcome to the caption section of the Shopify Mastery course. Today, guys, we're going to be going through exactly what to put in your Instagram shoutout post caption. So without further ado, guys, I'm going to hop onto Buffer and show you guys exactly how to do it. Alrighty, guys, we're now on Buffer. This is the laptop version of the site. So like I said before, you can use this on your phone as well. This is a phone app where you can schedule out your posts. So this is just an easy way for me to show you exactly how to do your captions for your shoutout posts. So as I showed you in the last section of the course, we had this little picture here with the available for all iPhones, the French Bulldog iPhone case. So this is the example I'm using for today. And so for the caption, what you're going to want to do for your shoutouts, this is one strategy you could utilize, what I would really recommend when you're selling your products. And really, you could use this exact same caption as well for your video, more social type interactions. Obviously, instead, you would just say, instead of French Bulldog iPhone case, you might just are available at the link in bio. You might just say follow for more videos at this Instagram page. So you get the point. You use the exact same strategy and exact same layout for both the product shoutouts as well as the more social video type interaction shoutouts as well. So we're going to go through and explain exactly what all these points here are for. So the first line here, you put the product name, you put like French Bulldog iPhone case, available at link in bio of, and then we have 3 with the stars. So you want to use this like exact same format. Obviously, you can use and change this a little bit depending on what you desire, what you want to do for your branding and whatnot. But this is what I've used in the past, and this is what has worked well for me. So what I would do is have the little stars here and have 3, literally 3 of your at typed in, because when you're on a phone, and I know you guys have probably had the same issue, you go to tap something and you mistap and you misclick something because, fingers are a little large. Sometimes phones aren't exactly the most accurate when you're trying to tap something and you mistap. So if you have 3, there's no way someone can miss your link, the link to your bio. So, or, the at to your bio, okay? The at to your page. So there's no way someone can miss if there's 3 of them for them to tap. So that means they could tap here, they could tap here, they could tap over there, they could tap anywhere in this little box, and they're going to be taking your Instagram profile, which then they can access, click the link in the bio. Okay, so let me just, click the link in the bio of this page. They find your page. So that's an easy way to do it, is to have 3 of them, and that's why I would recommend you have 3 of them typed out. And then the stars, you could change the stars to whatever you want. I mean, that's just a way to get people's attention as well on the post so they can see, like, okay, I click there. Another thing to keep in mind is if your name of the product is kind of long, you want to test and make sure, even on a private Instagram account or something, that when you post it, the at here is above the fold. So what above the fold means is when you're on an Instagram post, before someone hits show more, it will only show this amount by default at the top, and then right here it'll say show more so they can read the rest of the bio. So if someone's just scrolling through real quick, you want to make sure that they're able to see this, which is the most important thing, the product, and available at the link in bio of this page, so they can make sure that they get to your page and then are able to go and buy the product. So that's why it's important to also double check and make sure everything is not too long to where it still works with this format. So after that, you want to have a little dot to separate, and then we have worldwide shipping. So like I said before in another section of the course, you offer worldwide shipping. It's something important for a lot of people. I find that a lot of the customers on Instagram are international. I remember getting at least like 30% or so, on different stores in the past. So it can definitely vary a lot. And especially on Instagram, there's going to be a lot of international people that want to buy your products. I remember one girl was from Argentina. She ordered a product. I mean, like, it's way more than just the United States that are going to be ordering your products. So you want to say that you have worldwide shipping, which you do off of AliExpress, of course. And if you ever have any issues, you could just, tell them, oh, sorry, we couldn't ship it to you. If you ever have any issues with certain countries and stuff, but I would say worldwide shipping, which I'll get into more on dealing with customers and stuff later in another module. But that is what you want to say is worldwide shipping. And then you have here, order here. So this is obviously the call to action. And then you have your URL here. So the important reason to have the URL is because sometimes people won't click the bio. They're just going to read past that and be like, oh, I can just order right here. And they might just type this exact thing into either Google search. They might even just type it in straight to the URL. So that's a really good thing to also have the URL there as well, just in case, you want to have as many different ways that people get to your website as possible in this bio here, because for this caption, you want to make sure you're able to convert your customers that you're paying for this promotion for. You want to make sure you're able to get those people to your website and buying your product. So after that, then we just have the simple ... and we have the hashtags. So you want to make sure you're putting this hashtags, like I said before, on your hashtag research. Make sure you're also including this on your shoutout post, because, a lot of times these pages you're paying for the shoutout, that could get featured at the top of some of these massive hashtags, which could get you a lot more sales. If you don't put these hashtags on your shoutout post, you're missing out on potential money, potential sales, because, those top 9 posts that sit at the top of each of these hashtags, when you're paying for a promotion on a massive page and gets a lot of likes, you might get yourself up to that promoted page spot, maybe even on Explore. You want to make sure that you're ranking for all these different hashtags while that post is up, because you get a lot more sales through that, get a lot more people, a lot more traffic to your post, and ultimately buying your product. So definitely recommend also having the hashtags in there. So you want to have this kind of layout. You can adjust a couple of the emojis here. I would recommend using emojis because it catches people's attention, but you want to have this general formatting for your thing. You could change up a couple things, but I would kind of recommend sticking to this type of caption format. You could also open with like a question here, something like that. That could also work, but you want to make it pretty direct, because people don't really spend a lot of time on posts. They click it, they read it real quick, and if they make that decision right then and there. So, make sure that it's enticing for them. It's an enticing offer. I wouldn't recommend saying the price here, because you don't want them to make that decision right away, right then and there, if they're going to buy it or not based on price. You want them to be like all engaged and be like, oh, I want to buy it now. Let me click it and actually go into buying the product. And they're like, the price, whatever. And then they go and buy it, because a lot of people are more emotionally driven. They're like, oh, I need it. They will make that decision. If they click on it to make the decision, at least to go to your website, it's a higher % chance, especially from Instagram, they're going to buy your product right then and there, regardless of, how expensive it is. Obviously, it needs to be within range, your pricing. We talked about that before in another section on the store, but people are emotionally driven to your product because they see whatever you're posting here, and they want that product. They're desiring it. So if you get this all set up properly, that is the kind of way that you want to do your captions. So in the next section, of course, we're going to be talking more about the art of breaking even and some of the types of results you could expect to see from doing these shoutouts. So guys, I'll see you in the next section. What's up, guys, and welcome to the art of breaking even section of the Shopify Mastery course. Today, guys, we're going to be going through exactly what you need to know on the art of breaking even with your influencer shoutout posts that you're doing on Instagram for your Shopify store. So the first thing, the key to understand breaking even is to first off understand what breaking even means. So when you're doing your Instagram influencer shoutouts, breaking even is essentially when you spend money and make back equal. So you're not losing money, but you're also not making money. So you're pretty much breaking even. You're at zero still. You're spending money on advertising, you're doing your promotions and stuff like that, and you're making a couple sales, but you're not really making much profit. So the thing to understand with this and breaking even, that this is still a great start when learning as a beginner. So even if you're doing these promotions, you're making a few sales, you're having some success, but you haven't really gotten a good conversion rate to the point where you're profitable a whole lot. It's still a great start when you're learning as a beginner because it gets your foot in the game. You get your feet wet, you get in there and you're at least starting and doing something with your store. It's getting you some experience. And so it's better than losing money, which can also happen. I know that started when I was first starting out. I lost money, and that can also happen to you. But at least breaking even is getting to the point where you're getting a little bit more experience. You're throwing those shoutouts down and you're at least making some sales. So that's at least a good thing with it. But, what are the benefits to breaking even? Because you might feel lost. You might feel like, oh man, I'm not really making any money. I'm making sales, but I'm spending that same amount in my promotions. So it's like, what the heck? The thing is, what are the benefits of this, right? The thing is having a store where you're breaking even on a promotion, it's still a great thing because there's a lot of benefits that come along with that. So what are those benefits, right? You're getting your brand out there, which means you're getting more followers. A lot of times you get a nice big follower boost. That's a lot of people on your account that may eventually buy in the future if they like the kind of content you post. They already are familiar with the niche. They like the stuff you make, and they're like, oh, look at that. They're offering this cool new product. You make that product post in your content management section, and it's like, bada boom, you have some sales, okay? So that can also work out for you really well. And like I said, the followers can lead to those potential future sales. So that's a great thing. And it also builds out your page more. The more followers you have, the more trust people will have when they go to your page. Because obviously when you're first getting started, you probably have under 100 followers. You're just getting started. You want to get your follower count up there so you can at least show that you have a little bit more credibility with people. When they first come to your page, they see that first bit, they're going to look at your follower count. I mean, obviously, that's like one of the first numbers that they look at along with your bio there. So you want to have your follower number up so it looks a little bit more trustworthy. So that could also build out your profile. And once again, last thing I want to say here is that you're learning, okay? That's the biggest thing you have to understand is that when you're breaking even, you're at least getting started. You can't expect to be super duper crazy profitable when you're first getting started. You're probably going to have a couple that are just breaking even, but yet at the same time, you're learning and you're getting your brand out there to more people, more followers. So that is pretty much the basis of the art of breaking even. So in the next section, we're going to be talking about how to actually test your products, what are the different variables you need to look at, and how to get those sales. So I'll see you guys in the next section. What's up, guys, and welcome to the how to test products section of the Shopify Mastery course. Today, guys, we're going to be going through exactly how to test different products on your Instagram influencer promotion. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump into it. So the first example is going to be the phone case model that I've used in the last couple sections of the course. So you're already familiar with it. You already are familiar with the ad and what it's all about. So the way that you can test this product, obviously, is you would then run it on different pages. So the first page could be like a niche fan page, right? Like I talked about before, there's a lot of different types of different niche fan pages that you can find on Instagram. It's just going to take some research, digging through hashtags, digging through related pages as well, so you can look at their followers and see like, oh, what pages maybe has the same kind of followers. And then you could also go to the drop down arrow next to the follow button to find related pages. That's another little tactic you could utilize to find different pages within the same niche. So you just hit that little next to the follow button, it's the drop down arrow, just so you're familiar with that. So another type of page that you could run this on then, instead of just the available for all iPhones, this type of promotion, this picture, you could also send the product to an actual influencer. Now this is going to cost you a little bit more money. This is something you can do later on once you have a little bit more money to spend. This could convert a lot better. You could get really, really crazy good conversions from this. If an influencer backs it, just like, for example, Kylie Jenner backs something, it's going to get a lot of views. So if you find a good person who's a personal brand and really likes French Bulldogs, they have French Bulldog pictures, this could be a good product. They're like, oh, look at this on my new iPhone. I love it. Tons of people storm to your website to buy it instantly. That could happen. So, a personal brand page is another way that you could do it. Two different types of Frenchy pages that you could test your product on. I would recommend testing at least first with the niche fan pages before trying to delve into personal brand pages, because you want to at least know that the product works before trying to delve into the or dive into the personal brand ones, because those cost a little bit more money for you to get started with. So those are probably a bit more of the scaling type of thing, which I'm going to talk about later in this module of the course about like how to scale and stuff with Instagram. But that's something to keep in mind there, is start with the niche fan pages. You can move your way up to the personal brand pages later on once you have proven to have some success with the actual product that you're working with. So another thing you could do to test around and play with different products and different ads is you could edit the ad. So this is something I see not a ton of people really doing, is, you know, maybe your ad just didn't convert well because of the way it looked. So you could edit it, change things up a bit, and maybe it converts a lot better on a different, maybe it might not even be the page. You know, you wait a little bit, you run the same promotion on the same page, and maybe it's a little bit better results. You know, you never know. That's just from editing it. So a way that you could edit it is to, obviously, first, before you edit things though, I would recommend trying it on different pages. So probably like at least 3 different pages, because the thing is when you're running your different promotions, it might just be the page that didn't convert well, but at the same time, it might also be the product, it might be the promotion. You're going to have to test around a lot of different aspects to really get that good success rolling. You know, it's going to take a little bit of practice in the beginning to figure out what works for your niche, what people are interested in buying, what type of ads convert. It just depends a lot on that niche. So you're going to have to test around a lot, try different types of pages and stuff, and eventually you'll have some success. But, you know, another thing you could do, like I said, is edit the ad. So maybe you want to switch around these pictures. Maybe you switch the red one with the gray one. Maybe the color is a little bit of a difference there, and maybe more people were willing to buy the red one instead of the gray one. And then you get more conversions because people are like, they see the red one front and center versus the gray one front and center. That could make a difference and an impact on your conversion. So that's something to consider as well. Another thing you could do is just change the ad completely. You know, you may have run that other ad like I showed before on a lot of different pages and it didn't work out for you, okay? You didn't make some sales. You could run a different ad, you know, change it completely, change the product offering, run it on maybe the same pages, but it's a completely different product. So it might convert infinitely better, right? So you see this cute little, you know, cub outfit, this sweater here for this French bulldog. You know, this is just a complete example here of another type of product. You run it on a Frenchie page 1, you see some success, right? And then you run it on the personal brand page. That's something also you could do. You know, don't get caught up too much in running the same exact promotion on a ton of different pages and never changing it up. You know, it might just have been that product. You change things up, you have a bunch of success. It's going to take testing, okay? These are some of the ways that you can test. You know, you change the ad, you change the product, you edit things a bit. It's going to take some playing around, but you want to keep that in mind, is don't ever get stuck on one thing thinking this has to work. You know, just try different things, because if you stick to one thing, the next product in your store might have been the best seller. Like, you want to play around with different products, test things out that work, see what's also selling on other stores. You know, if they already have a lot of success with it, copy what they're doing, see what's working for them, and just model that for your own promotions. That's also another strategy you could use. So another thing that's very important, the last thing I want to say here, is give time in between your promotions, okay? So when people are doing promotions, you don't want to run the same one constantly on the same page, because you're going to burn out the followers, okay? They're just going to be like numb to your post. They're going to be like, oh, it's this dude again, screw him. And the page might still use it because they like the money that you're giving them. So they don't care what kind of results you're getting. You know, they would want you to succeed so that you keep running promotions on their page, so they get repeat business. But if you know, you're running the same exact promotion, you might kill the follower count. So I would be careful with that. So like, let's say, for example, you run this video or this picture here, right? You're selling the sweater. You run it on the niche fan page, the Frenchie page 1. You run it on the personal brand page. Obviously, you'd probably run it on the niche fan page first, and that would be the one where you burn out on. But you got to be careful with that. You got to give time in between your promotions, even with the personal brand page. You don't want that dude or girl or whoever you're promoting, that dog, you know, wearing the same thing all the time and spamming their followers, because you don't want to burn out the followers. You know, you don't want to oversaturate the audience of the page. You don't want to burn them out on the products, because then they're not going to want to buy from you. They're just going to get pissed off whenever they see your promotion. So just be careful with that. You know, you're trying to offer value to them. They're going to like your promotions. You just don't want to overdo it. You don't want to overdo the same promotion on the same page a lot. So that's how you test different products on your Shopify store on those Instagram influencer promotions. In the next section, we're going to be talking about what to do if you're getting traffic but not making any kind of sales, what to do, what type of tactics you can utilize to get those sales. So guys, I'll see you in the next section. What's up, guys, and welcome to the Getting Traffic But Not Making Any Sales section of the Shopify Mastery course. Today we're going to be going over exactly what to do if you're getting traffic but not seeming to make any kind of sales on your Shopify store through your Instagram influencer promotions. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump into it. So the first thing you want to try is to try another page. This is what I talked about in the last section on going over what to do with testing products. This is the same thing if you're getting traffic, not making any kind of sales. Maybe try another type of page, okay? Try a different niche page. Maybe that page, sometimes they just don't convert well based on the audience that is on that page. Sometimes, you notice with certain pages, they're more geared towards one type of audience, like a sub niche within the big niche, which is something you'll have to learn over time. But sometimes little sub niches within the audience might not convert on a certain type of product because of the type of people they are. This isn't very common, but certain pages sometimes just don't have as great of engagement rates. So you're going to have to play around with different pages and see, because the reason why I say this, why some audiences don't convert as well, is maybe that page has already been hit with a ton of different ads. People have already bought a lot of products that are relating to the niche. They're already stocked up, so they don't really want to buy anything. You find another page that they're just now starting to do ads on their page, like Instagram promotions. You might get a lot of good sales from there because their audience hasn't really been tapped into yet. So that's something to keep in mind. You could try different pages, see what works. So like I said, your audience can vary even in the same niche. So that's just something to keep in mind when you are getting started with this. And lastly, another thing with trying different pages is, have a few more lined up. If you're not getting sales on the first one, that might be a problem, which we're going to go into later in the video here on different things you might want to switch up as well, other than just trying different pages. But, have a few already lined up so that if one doesn't work, you already have another one that you're like, all right, I already got this set up, I already paid for it, and I'm going to have another shot at this tomorrow and see what happens with that. So, don't just rely only on one page to get all your results. Don't get all upset like, oh man, it didn't work out on this one page. Just try another one. It's not that expensive for these promotions, and you're going to make it way over when you make a lot of money from these sales. The amount of money you spend on the promotion is not going to be anywhere near the amount of money you actually bring in profit. So just keep that in mind. It's going to take some testing. And so the next thing that is actually really, really important is to edit your website. So this is something I see a lot of people neglecting to do if they're getting traffic but not making any kind of sales. Is it may be your website. Go back to the whole section going over building your store, making it look visually appealing. Go back and go through there again, double check to make sure your website looks good, go through the things I recommended. It has to be trustworthy. Maybe look at other websites, other dropshipping stores in your same niche that people are running and having success with. Try and copy what they're doing. It's certain types of looks that people buy on, all right? There's certain types of things that make websites look trustworthy. And I went over that, but, maybe it takes looking at more examples. Try and find those and model your stuff after it, because that's what people are going to buy from. If your site looks ridiculous, even if you're getting all this good traffic from good pages, people are going to want to buy from you if your site looks atrocious. Go through, learn some graphic design elements, and learn what works on these websites. What kind of things look good. Go off of what other stores are already doing. You might want to have to go back and, make your store more visually appealing. You might have to do that. Now, another thing as well that I've actually witnessed this a couple different times on some stores is to test your checkout process. Is everything working? Because so many people make this mistake where they launch their store and they forget to accept the payment methods. So they can't actually check out on your store, even though the person's ready to buy the product and the checkout system isn't even set up. So make sure you guys are taking the time to set up your checkout process. Make sure everything is approved through Shopify payments or through whatever payment processor you're using. Set up your Amazon Pay, your PayPal Pay. Set up everything so that when people actually go to checkout, they can, because that could be an issue as well. You don't have all the proper checkout options to where people can't even pay for what they want. So that's an issue as well to double check on. Go through it step by step. Add something to a cart go on your website on your phone, check and make sure everything works to where you can actually pay for it and buy it. Obviously, don't buy the product from yourself, but just double check and make sure everything's working. So another thing is you could try a new product. That's potentially another issue. So maybe that product just doesn't really convert very well. You don't want to get too caught up in loving your product and being blinded to the fact that you might just have to try something different, try something new. Some products just don't sell to certain audiences. You have to see what people want, not just what you want, but it's what the people want, okay? They want certain things. You have to give them what they want, and you could do that through doing, different research, testing things. It's going to take a lot of time. It's about finding what sells ultimately, and you could also look at what succeeds on other stores in your niche. So those are a couple different tactics you can utilize to try and get those sales if you're getting traffic but not making any sales. These are some of the kind of things that you can do. So in the next section, we're going to talk about how to actually scale up from pages and Instagram promotions, getting into Facebook ads in the next module of the course as well. So I'll see you guys in the next section. What's up, guys, and welcome to the How to Scale section of the Shopify Mastery course. Today, we're going to be going through exactly how to scale up your Instagram following, your page, how to get more sales, and do that all through your influencer promotions. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump into it. So first thing to understand that you can scale with is scaling to larger pages. So like I said in the last couple of sections, I said that you can start with smaller pages, which is what you're going to want to do in the beginning, and then you can build yourself up to larger Instagram pages. So once you've essentially tested a product, you've seen it be profitable on smaller pages, then you can run it up to larger pages and see how it works then, because if they have a bigger following, that's more people you're going to reach. You're just going to basically double what you were doing before, or triple or whatever, because you're paying more, sure, but you're getting your product in front of a lot more people. You're getting your advertisement in front of a lot more people. So that's going to then result in better results. Obviously, you're going to get a better and bigger sale count from that promotion. Now, obviously, you still need to be double checking these pages and making sure that they're still good, but you can move up to pages with more followers once you have proven it worked on smaller pages. Don't jump up to larger pages first. Start small, start and learn and get some experience from those, and then build yourself up. But like I said as well, just make sure to research the pages and make sure that they're still worth paying for promotions on, because a lot of large pages are in big engagement groups, and sometimes their followings are kind of crappy, even if they have 1 million followers. So still make sure to double check and make sure that they're worth running a promotion on, especially because you're going to be spending more money on them versus the smaller pages. And sometimes it may be better just to stick with some of the more medium-sized pages instead of jumping all the way to the really big ones. Maybe you start really small, then you build yourself to medium, and the medium ones are good. Just depends on the niche. Some pages, some niches really only have so many really big pages, so you just have to do some testing and figure it out. But getting to larger pages that have more people definitely can help you out in scaling. So the next opportunity for scaling on here is then expanding to personal brand pages. So this is a little bit more of an advanced tactic that I talked about in the course so far, but expanding to personal brand pages is a really great way to build your brand once you have it established and you have some success, some sales with your traditional Instagram influencer niche pages. Personal brand pages can really build your company out and get your products in front of a lot more people, build a lot of trust with your brand, because you're putting your brand in connection with someone else's personal brand, and they're endorsing your products, they're promoting it, okay? You send them the products and they're like, yes, I love this, they're wearing it. Lots of different things you can do, and that will then build your overall following and care and trust that people have in what you're trying to sell and your brand as well. So like I said, niche pages are good to start with for experience, but moving up and expanding to personal brand pages, it's not like you just want to stop doing niche pages. You still probably want to do niche pages as well to get more followers, get more sales and stuff like that, but you can also expand to your personal brand pages. And this is also a little bit more automated, which I'm going to talk about later in the slide, but you could do this and expand because, yeah, they're more expensive up front, but it's going to get you a lot more sales as well in the long run, because these people have a lot of trust in their follower counts. Like, they all love the person. If that person that they all love is talking about your necklace, they're going to want to buy your necklace, okay? So you can also set up affiliate marketing. This is where things get a little bit more passive with personal brand pages, is you could set up a deal with a influencer and give them a discount code to share to their followers. Like, I don't know, it could be Brian10, okay, right? The dude's name is Brian that's promoting your products, or it's a girl and the name is Sarah, okay, right? Doesn't matter. And you put like Sarah10 for the discount code, or Brian10, and their followers all use that. And so what you can do is then the person promoting your product gets paid a percentage based on the amount of sales that they referred to you. So you don't have to pay them up front for a promotion, but you're giving them an affiliate marketing offer, okay? You're offering them products to promote in exchange for money based on the amount of people that they get to buy with their discount code. So if someone, one of their followers, uses the discount code that you provide them, you just pay the influencer based on the amount of money that they bring in sales from the discount codes and stuff like that, because you can identify it if they use the discount code from this person, that person. If you have like 5 different people promoting your product, you could have like Sarah, Brian, and you can distinguish that and then pay them based on that as well. So affiliate marketing is a great way that you can set up more long-term personal brand pages. And this is definitely more of an advanced tactic that you can utilize once you have an established like fan base, product base around your niche. Once you're already a little bit more established, then you could do this, and it's a really great way to expand. So the next thing as well is page following. So your page following, believe it or not, can actually get you a lot of sales just passively. Like indirectly, you don't even have to run promotions. You're just doing your regular content, because as you build your page, through your content strategy, you're going to be gaining followers, as well as through hashtag growth and shout outs and ranking and Instagram SEO, also through word of mouth, like a lot of people just talking about it and stuff with their friends. Like if you have a page talking about French Bulldogs and their friends like, oh, I love this page so much, follow them. That's more and more followers you're getting indirectly without having to run promotions. You're just posting your regular video or photo content on your page, and you're gaining followers, gaining traction from the shout outs, the hashtags, the ranking and Instagram SEO. When people search for your page and stuff like that, that can get you passive sales over time, as well as like ranking in Google and stuff like that. But at least more sticking to Instagram marketing, you can even rank within Instagram, sitting at the top of some hashtags. Like a lot of that kind of stuff can then get you passive sales that you don't even have to do anything for. You just, once you have that following built up, people are going to find you over time. So the last way, which we're going to be expanding more into the next section of the course, the next module, is Facebook ads. So Facebook ads, believe it or not, you can actually expand with your Instagram marketing. So the way that you can do this is obviously, you set up Facebook ads, which we're going to be going over in the next module, how to do all of this. But you can use your pixel data, which a pixel data is essentially that whenever a customer comes to your website, you can set up a tracking code that sends data to Facebook based on what pages they visited and all that kind of stuff, which I'll get into more of the technicalities in the next module. But pixel data from Instagram influencers, you're getting a lot of customers to your page. All that data is then being sent to Facebook so that they can allow you to create lookalike audiences and retarget based on the people that went to your website. So if you've ever been on like Nike's website or Adidas or something like that, and you're looking for a product, and then you see all these different banner ads popping up all over Facebook of, hey, buy these shoes, that's because they're doing this. They're doing this exact same strategy here. So that's what you can utilize on your stores. And like I said, we're going to go over that in the next module. So you can use the Instagram influencer data that you're bringing in all those new customers, and then expand and scale with Facebook ads. So like I said, we're going to be going over that in the next module. So anyway, guys, I will see you in the next section.